So the idea of selecting this topic was not only to give a different perspective on motivation, but also give some perspective or some uh, motivation, if I can say so, because we are talking about motivation, to people who do not find motivation anywhere, or who feel that they do not have either the mental strength or the courage or people around them to make a change in their life, because we all need motivation for a reason. We want to accomplish something, we have a goal to achieve, and at times we think that we do not have sufficient either information or help or knowledge. So I wanted to give some information from my perspective that can help people if they think they are helpless or they don't have anything. So the things we are going to cover, and you probably will see a long list, apologies for that. I tend to end up having more topics or more perspective about a topic, so that I try to cover as much as we can during the time we have. So, what we're going to talk about today is understanding what is motivation, and I'm not going to spend too much time in that. Everyone has fairly good understanding about motivation, the types of motivation we have, how do we receive motivation, the sources of motivation. That would be one thing that can help people identify some of the sources we can use or we have around us, and we didn't pay attention as far as sources of motivations are concerned. Then we'll talk about how do we process motivation, how what happens when we receive motivation. Then stages of motivation. Again, we will see what happens when we receive information or process information, how it turns into action. Again, it will not be a detailed perspective, because that itself is a topic for at least an hour or so if we talk about either the stages or process of motivation, because quite a lot happens when we have these thoughts. Then we'll look at how motivation works. So we get the information, we know that we identify the source, we understand how it works, or stages of motivation, but how it works basically now, after understanding the process, and then how it impacts us. You might think that these are two similar things, but I hope I will be able to distinguish these two from how it works versus how it impacts us. So that these seven topics are more to understand how motivation works or what it is. So it's primarily concerned with the understanding part. The second part, which is action, which is where I think some people can take away certain things with them, um, would be how do I motivate myself when nothing else works. So if you do not have any help, and if you do not think that you don't have anything at all, how do you motivate yourself? And again, it is not a comprehensive perspective on that, because this itself is a topic we can talk for hours, and understanding o- that even when we think there's no help, there is help available. Then we'll move to how can I stay motivated or get help, basically. So I know how it works, I know some of the ways I can motivate myself, but how do I stay motivated? How do I stop myself from not going into uh, those phases where I I am in need of the motivation again? So we'll try to look for those as well. After that, we'll look at some motivation. The last two slides are basically simple motivation that I wanted to give you. We use one slide on the consistency and continuity in the last week's presentation. so that will be familiar with everyone, so we'll not spend too much time. um, the final slide we'll look at is some simple motivation I think should work for many. I'm sure it may not work for everyone, but then many people, and if you think from that perspective, you shall get some motivation for sure. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing is, what is motivation? And again, it is just a perspective I'm going to give from my side. I'm not saying this is the holistic explanation of what motivation is. I'm just trying to put things in perspective, uh, how I see that. So motivation is an input either in the form of words, energy, visuals, audios, feeling, reasoning, awakening, or emotions, or there's so much basically. So it's an input received through physical and mental senses. So we do have senses that we all know: eyes, ears, mouth, our skin, which is feel, tongue, right? And we call them physical senses, but we do have mental senses as well. And one of the example of that would be, if you close your eyes, how come you can still see things, right? So it means you have something else as well, some other senses. So rather than going deeper into explaining what those senses are, just know that they are senses beyond or within us, which are not restricted to physical senses. We have senses, some other senses, including the sixth sense that we call as well, right? So we receive input through our physical or mental senses that impact the way we feel or think about everyone or everything. It could be anything, the outcome, about the people, about ourselves, about the whole universe, about the God, about the creator, or anything that you call. So simply put, it is an input that we receive and that impacts how we feel or how we think. Okay, having said that, motivation is a fuel or energy that propels us to move forward. So it is not just an input which is changing things. Any information can change the way we feel. Any information, new information, or a recollection of something that we forget or forgot can change the way we think. But a true motivation is something that can help propel us in the direction. And I'm saying in our direction because it can take us into and different directions. We typically think that motivation only is one directional. It is actually unidirectional as well, or not unidirectional, bidirectional, I would say. It's not unidirectional. So it is something that gives you that addition of fuel or that energy that can help you propel faster or propel forward in a particular direction. Just remember that. And we will look at what I'm talking about when I say bidirectional motivation. The other aspect of motivation is it can last long or it can be short lived. It could be something that can serve you well for many, many years, or it could be something that can come and go. It may not even propel you, basically, based on the kind of motivation you have, or it can cause harm, to be honest. So, as far as the tenure of motivation is concerned, it can vary based on the kind of motivation you receive. And like I said, motivation can improve things or cause further damage. It can cause further damage. Typically, we do not consider motivation to be something that can negatively influence ourselves, right? And we term that as different thing. But motivation not given properly, even though is given with the right energy, right intention, can cause damage. And we'll look at that as well. And finally, repetitive or superficial motivation can spoil hope, relationship, beliefs, and so on. So one example of causing further damage is something that, if you consider a friend around you or some family member around you or someone you know giving or trying to motivate you, but they don't feel as much involved with the situation you are in, although they don't seem as much connected or feeling what you're going through. No matter what they say, even though they try to say with the right intention, that is not going to help you. In fact, that might spoil your relationship with that person. And typically that happens within relationship of husband and wife mostly, at times parents and kids, because kids don't think that parents are understanding them, and parents think the kids are not understanding them. Even we try to do motivate them from many perspectives, but they don't feel that we are in that we are in the same shoe, or we feel that the people who are trying to motivate us are not in the same shoes. And then when that happens, we take that motivation as superficial, or in fact just rather than taking superficial, we also take as a negative thing. We start putting a stop to that person's further future motivation, no matter how good they are, because we feel we make this judgment of the person is not understanding me, the person cannot guide me with the correct message, or cannot tell me what actually should matter for me. So
Because
just
this is Joe. I was just thinking, motivation that causes damage, very common, are sort of like addictions. So gambling, drinking, eating disorders. There's a motivation. Sometimes it's physical or mental, but ultimately
Mhm.
that's going to lead to a problem. Has popped in my mind.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joe, for sharing that. That definitely are good example that people can understand and relate to. So thanks for that, Joe.